Okay. Woo. I fell into the hole. All right. Let's get started. Come into your sacred space you've created this morning, and we'll start that bit of mindful movement as we drift the shoulders up towards the ears on your in-breath. Roll them back and down on your out-breath. If you would like to make a few more adjustments or want to keep going, you're welcome to. If you're ready to settle in, just let those shoulders drop away from the ears. Ears rising from the shoulders. Suddenly that sounded wrong, but that is right. Eyes can be open or closed, your choice. You begin to create that embodiment, really getting in tune with where your body is in space right now. Sensing your feet all the way to your seat. Leveling out the sit bones if they're not already. Sometimes we can feel a little bit weighted, and it might mean that you're actually leaning off to one side inadvertently. If you have changes in your spine, of course, that's going to affect it. We're going to rise up through from your seat all the way to the crown of the head. And rather than lifting the chin to feel like you're getting a little bit taller, you're going to lengthen the back of the neck and draw the chin slightly downward. Let's tune into our other senses. Can you pick up from sounds maybe outside of your space? And pull that awareness to the sounds inside your space, or maybe the absence of. Sound of your own breath. Sensation of the air flowing in and out the tips of the nostrils. That temperature difference drifting to the back of the throat. Sometimes we don't pick up on that when we're not aware. The temperature heading out towards your upper lip on the exhale. If you'd like, you can place your right hand on your belly, your left hand on your heart space. Find that breath awareness. So when you breathe in, the lower hand is going to be the mover. It's going to move basically outward. And as you breathe out, it's going to come back towards your center. The upper hand, or the heart space hand, is going to be more or less still. Two more conscious breaths, feeling that movement. See how slow you can make the in-breath and the out-breath. After that next exhale, you can let the hands retreat back down and just take a moment to notice how that breath practice made you feel, if anything. All right, heading into intention setting before we start moving. Palms might be together, they might be in your lap. Just pause to make that intention how you might show up today towards yourself, towards those around you, or towards this planet that we are all on together. Palms are not already together. Let's meet there. For those fingers, thumbs heading towards your chest. A little bit of pressure. It's a way to get a little isometric strengthening of those shoulders. And elbows sending out. Keep that little bit of pressure as we reach to the sky, and you just stop wherever it feels best to stop. And then we span out to cactus arms, draw the shoulder blades back in together. So if reaching is not in your wheelhouse today, just don't go up this high. I'm gonna go a little higher this time, but you don't have to. I think I'm gonna stop somewhere. I must be having sympathy stuff. Left shoulder too. The last one. Again, if you create a little bit of pressure here, a little isometric hold, just a way to strengthen those shoulders up. We're gonna pause there and then head opposite direction. We're moving a little slower this morning. And bring those hands together. Meet back in the center. A little bit of pressure again. Just keep that pressure anytime the palms are together. 2 more. If you want to reach higher, you're welcome to. I'm just stopping somewhere mid-range. Last one. We're moving so slow, I thought we'd gone through them all. Pause here for a breath, that bit of pressure together. All right, clasp those hands. Whew. It shouldn't be so tiring, but it was. So let's start to figure eight it. I think when you slow things down, they become just an inkling more challenging. All right, we're gonna pause when you hit the center and then head the other direction. All right, let's keep those hands clasped and let's round out. So we're gonna keep the hands heading forward. You're gonna round out the shoulder blades, allow the head to drop. If it feels okay, flip the palms outward and start to reach up. And maybe your reach is just forward. Maybe you don't even go up, okay? Your choice. And then we're gonna reflip, exhale. Round the shoulders like your wings are coming forward. And then hands to belly, open up, inhale. Good, 2 more. Breathing out. Flip to rise, wherever you would choose to stop, inhale. Reflip, exhale. Hands to belly, inhale, chest rising. Last one. Hands to belly. Oh, we'll meet in the center. Shake off. All right. Put the left hand down towards your left side. Drop that shoulder out of the ear. We're gonna go. Let's kind of start with the right hand, sending it towards the left side. And if it feels okay, flip the palm so it's facing forward. I'm gonna do that sunrise across the sky. Gaze out to the right. Which side is that? And then you're gonna send that right arm up and over. And we're gonna stop there. Maybe take the gaze down towards your left. You can always have this right hand just resting on your thigh or almost pushing back away from you if that feels better. One more breath. We're going to flip the palm forward again and then sunrise it all across the sky until we come back up to center. All right, any little adjustments before we head to the other side. Right hand planted, right shoulder out of the ear. Take the left hand over towards the right, flip the palm forward, and then you decide how high you're going to reach. Yes, it could be a big sunrise across, or you could do a sunrise across that way, okay? So you're gazing out to the left, and then maybe you're back and up and over. Maybe on this other side, you just keep it down to the side. So you can still get a side bend without, maybe I should do that too, without reaching that left arm. Take the gaze down towards your right. Actually, I'm going to stay on that left side a little bit, downward. One more breath. I'll take that left hand and sweep it across the sky and to our sunrise until we come all the way back up. All right, little adjustments. Okay, let's do a neck stretch before we transition. Left hand back behind you, and I'm sweeping back towards my back sacrum, but you could stop anywhere along the range or even just keep it on your side. Woo. I keep falling into this cave back here. All right, right hand to the top of the head. You're going to look over to your left and drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Again, this can be done without that opposite hand behind you. It can just be resting on your front. Find the best spot for your chin. I kind of have mine right in the center here, but you could drop it down a little bit, see if that feels better for you. Or lift it up a little bit and see if that feels better for you. One more breath. Use the fingertips on the right hand to give you a little pressure on your head to come back up. And then we'll ease out. Switch sides. So take the right hand back behind you. And this one you can even do without the top hand. So if lifting it up doesn't feel great, but if you are, left hand to the top of the head, look over to the right, and then drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Again, you can do this without either of the arms and just take the head that direction. Decide your chin position, forward, up, or down. One more breath. Use the fingertips of the left hand if you got it there, and then slowly rise back up. And ease your way out. Okay, let's either, you're going to transition onto either hands and knees or onto your back. You don't want to put weight on your hands today. I'm going to start with, let's do some hip swivels first. And then we're going to get some cat and cow and a lion's breath. All right, so if you are on your, whether you're on your hands and knees or on your back, you're going to open up your knees a little bit wide. We're going to start to head through circles. So either creating circles on your back with your hips and rolling around on your low back space, or you're joining here. Ask that your breath is conscious and moving you in one direction and the other. Next time you reach to the center point, pause, and then head the other direction. All right, and then we'll come back to center and pause. Going next. I was going to do cat and cow. So cat and cow can be done on your back. I'll show that in a moment. You might already know how that might look, or seated in a chair, or where I am right now. So on the exhale, we're going to tuck the tailbone, lift the belly, drop the head. On the inhale, reverse the motion, untuck the tailbone, belly, lift the head. We're going to inhale here, and on your exhale, you're going to open up your mouth, lion's breath. Two more. Keep going. If you just did that same version, I'm going to show you the back version. Let's So you'll exhale, kind of round. You could even draw the knees to the chest. Drop the feet, inhale, arch the back. We'll take an inhale there, you're arching the back, and on your exhale, lion's breath. Okay, one more version, keep going. Seated version will look very much similar to either of those. So we round out, we arch it. Exhale, lion's breath. All right, if you're on your back, just bring those knees to your chest, kind of reverse child's pose. If you're on hands and knees, child's pose. Or if you're seated, child's pose. Full breath in and out. Got a little bit of everything going on this morning. All right, we're going to slowly rise up. Woo! A little lightheaded there. I'm going to go into a low kneeling position. Now, if you are in, not going down to the floor, maybe coming into a warrior one position. I'm going to use the blocks if you got them. We're going to bring the left foot forward. If you don't have blocks, just use your thigh or use the floor if you have that range. If you're in standing, your left foot's forward, your right leg is back. Here we go. We're going to start gliding forward. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, we're going to shift back, point those toes, and send your hips back. So not so much that you're rounding, but you're sending the hips back. Inhale, open. Exhale, come back. Could very well be up on my thigh too, without a lot of pressure on the hands. Next time we head forward, we're going to pause there. So you're either into a warrior one if you're in standing, or maybe a lunge like so. And maybe you're coming down to the blocks, maybe you're onto your thigh. Shoulder blades back and down. I can be here without putting a lot of pressure on my hands, so it's just for a support system, but not a lot of weight. If you're in this kneeling position, you're going to press through the back shin down towards the floor. If you're in standing, press through your back foot. One more breath. Okay, we're going to shift back out of that. I'm going to bring the blocks a little farther back towards my back thigh and start to straighten out that front leg. First, we're going to point with the toes. So you're going to keep the toes pointed. A little stretch out of that front ankle. And maybe tuck the tailbone a little bit. So we're going to send the tailbone forward. That might get into that back hip a little bit more. One more breath. I'm going to come out of that, slide that leg back. And I'm going to bring the blocks forward if you're using them. You can always see hands to the floor. We're going to come back into that very high puppy dog pose. You can do this in seated in a chair or standing as well to a tabletop. If this doesn't feel great on the arms, you can always bend the elbows and just come down like so. In breath, wherever you are, belly expands. Exhale, mouth open. Start to walk it back up. We're going to switch to the other side. So right foot is forward, left is back. And we're going to start those glides again. So shifting forward. Kind of a chest rising and a shifting back. Lengthen through that front leg. Again, you can either be using the blocks or you can use your thigh. Whew. Next time we head forward, we're going to pause there. Again, shifting your blocks forward if you're using them, or just resting hands on the thigh. It does not have to be a lot of weight through the hands here. If you're in this kneeling position, pressing down through the back shin. If you're in standing, you're pressing through that back heel. Find some ease in your effort. Maybe you've gone a little bit forward and it's become uncomfortable. Can you back out of it maybe and it's less uncomfortable? One more breath if you're still with me. Okay, when you're ready, exhale, shift it back. And start to bring the blocks back, or maybe your hands back a little bit more towards the crease of your hip, and start to walk that front leg straighter. So if you're in standing, both legs are straight, you're in kind of a pyramid pose. Here, yes. All right, we're gonna have the toes pointing, and I'm actually gonna hinge a little bit forward if you've got that available to you, and maybe bring the blocks a little bit more forward. I don't think we went to the heel last time, did we? I think we stayed toes pointed, and that's okay. We're gonna keep that same one on this side. One more breath. All right, slide that leg back. And either you're going into a child's pose, puppy dog. I'm going to use the blocks here for a very high puppy dog. That might not feel great on that shoulder today though, so maybe bending those elbows would feel better. Full breath in, wherever you've chosen, belly expands, exhale, mouth open. All right, and slowly walk it back up. Ooh. Let's come up out of our knees and our hands and come into standing. We'll take our straps or bands with us. All right. Keep a little wide. All messed up here. A little OCD that way. All right, let's start with our shoulders. Okay, so maybe your rise up just comes to halfway. You do not have to lift up all the way, okay? Okay, or maybe it feels okay to do that. For some, you might be traveling around. I'm just going to turn to the side. I've not been traversing all the way around, but you're welcome to, you know. Please don't contort the body just to get back there. All right. We'll take it to the very top, whatever the top is for you. That might be out more forward, or maybe you're not even using the strap. Maybe you have your hands on your hips and you're doing a side bend that way. Okay, so don't feel like you have to have the arms lifted to do this. Side bend off one direction. Inhale up, exhale over. Perfect. One last time. All right, we come back to center. Take the hands back behind. This is where the strap can help. So even if you can't clasp your hands back there, you can get a little bit wider stretch or position with the strap. We'll open up those shoulders. That might be your stop point. You don't have to do anything else. You could bend at the knees and the hips and start to send it forward. Hands can stay on your back side. They do not have to lift up. One more breath. Draw the shoulder blades back in together. Pull on the strap if you're using it, and exhale to rise up slowly. Ooh. I'm a little lightheaded today, so go slowly. That's happening to you. We'll let go of the strap for the moment. Are you gonna do that? Yes. I think where I wanted to go. Let's come into a wide leg position. A little goddess pose energy move here. So feet are out if that feels okay, heels in a little bit, and you want to be able to kind of have that sit back into that goddess pose position. Okay. A little bit more on the screen there. All right, where are we? We're gonna start here. Rise up, lift up. This little Egyptian lift. Okay, palms are gonna come sort of together, but then they're not. They're gonna push downward as you come into goddess pose. Flip the hands, elbows stay close. So this is your inhale. Flip it and exhale, push it down. 2 more. And now a little slower through this goddess pose move. And I somewhat lied. We're going to do 1 more, but we're going to stop. So this time, palms are going to come together. We're going to settle in goddess pose, fingers spread just like we did in the very beginning. Pushing inward to give a little bit of that strengthening, elbows out. And we're going to shift a little bit side to side. Decide what feels best for your knees. One more to each. We'll end up in the center. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, rise. Woo, there's somebody. It's just a delivery. Roll those shoulders. Release. We're going to stay here in this wide leg stance, dropping back down into goddess pose, but this time kind of more football stance. So inhale, and then exhale, you're going to draw one shoulder forward, look towards the right. That will be your left shoulder forward, look to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, drop the right shoulder forward, look to the left. Keep moving, in breath, out breath. For those with osteoporosis, it's not a real big rotation through the low back, but it is a little bit more through the upper shoulders. And 1 more to each. Wait, let's finish up going to the left. I think that's our last one. Come back to center, and then we'll exhale, rise up. All right, let's heel toe, back to center. Make any little adjustments. We're going to meet in mountain pose. Palms outward. Press those thighs to an invisible wall. Arms to an invisible wall. All right, stand down. Let's grab your strap this time. We're going to do a little bit of arm strengthening with leg strengthening. So palms are up. I'm going to turn to the side, but you don't have to. Feet about, where do we want them? Feet about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider today, just a wee bit wider than hips. Pick up the toes, spread them wide, set them down. As we come back into chair pose, we're going to reach the arms forward. You're going to pull out with that strap. Almost like you've got a band around your thighs too. You're going to push out into that invisible band. Exhale, we're going to rise up. I'm going to give a cue. If palms up this time doesn't feel good, you can always have palms facing each other and pull out, or maybe today palms down. Okay, I don't know what's going on, what feels best with the shoulder. I'll rise up. Whew, I know I'm out of breath. Drop back down, inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Every time you drop down, there's an outward expansion movement of the arms and legs. All right, relax, stand down. Whew. All right, I'll pull it together. We're gonna do 5 more of those, okay? Maybe I shouldn't because I'm feeling this way, but let's go for it. If I fall over, don't worry. Okay, here we go. Or do worry. All right, send it out. Rise up, release. Three more, you got this. Last one. Let's hold it here. Outward expansion of the legs and the arms, just enough effort. 3, 2, 1. We rise and release. Roll it out, shoulders. Let that strap get off and send it away. Maybe a mountain pose to reset. All right. Get those legs warmed up, arms warmed up. We're going to step to the left side of your mat or your space if you're not using a mat. I want you to take your weight onto your left foot. And see if you can spread out. So you're on the pinky side bone, the big toe bone, and your heel, and you're going to toe plant or lift to the left. Whew, I'm going to put my hands to my hips. Looks like you can press your hips down to lift your body, the rest of your body a little bit higher. Okay, we're going to take a step or two out with that right foot. So step, and maybe another step to get a little wider. I need to get on one mat here. All right, right foot's going to turn to the right. The left foot is parallel to the short side of that mat. Palms together, here we go. We're gonna push the fingertips forward. A little bit of pressure there, so you can strengthen those arms in that way. Bend into the front knee and glide those hands across an imaginary line out to the right, or sorry, out to both sides. Gaze to the right. Take the back hand down the back palm, turn the front palm to the sky, lift up, exalted warrior. Offer it forward, so we're reaching forward with the right hand, drop it to the right thigh, shoulders out of the ears. And you're gonna slide that left hand maybe back behind your hip, maybe it stays on your side. One more breath. We're gonna exhale, push back up, lengthen. Reach in, so we're into extended triangle, both legs roughly straight. Bend into the front knee, back to warrior 2, both arms reaching. Glide across this imaginary line. Palms meet, a little bit of pressure, straighten the front leg. Pull it back in, a little bit of pressure. Those hands are pulling in, back to center. All right, you have to remember that on the other side. Let's heel toe it back in, or hop it. Palms face forward, mountain pose, very active, legs and arms outward. All right, stand down, jello. Let's walk it to the right side of your mat. I don't know if that was really a walk. I don't know what that was. We're going to balance onto your right foot this time. So pinky side, big toe, heel of that right foot. Toe plant or lift the left. Almost like you can send your hips down with your hands to lift your chest a little bit higher. One more breath before we step out. Okay, take a step, and another step so that you can get that wider stance. Left foot turns towards the left, right foot is parallel to the back side. Together, here we go. A little bit of pressure as we reach outward. Bend into the front knees, separate those arms, warrior two, gazing left. Drop the shoulders out of the ears. Palms down feels like a lot for the shoulders. You can always flip the palms up and soften that a bit. Take the back hand down the back leg, flip the front palm up. Maybe you're lifting up to the sky, maybe you just keep it on your front thigh. Yeah, or you could do a finger lift from the elbow. It's really just an energy, isn't it? In breath, out breath. We're going to exhale off or forward until you can plant that left arm on your left thigh. Got my palm up. Let's see, we took the right hand and we slid it either back behind your back or resting on your thigh. A little pressure through that left arm down towards that left thigh. One more breath. We're going to exhale, rise up, straighten that front leg, head right into extended triangle. Maybe that left arm stays down, maybe it lifts. Bend into the front knee, we're back to warrior two. Good, gliding across until the palms meet. Once they do, straighten your left leg. A little bit of pressure as you pull those hands back in towards you. And we meet in the center. All right. Heel toe or hop it back in. Any little adjustments will meet in mountain pose, very active legs and arms. All right. What are we prepped for? Fridays feel like, I can't even think of it. Half moon pose. Goodness gracious. Okay. So you could have a wall behind you, a bookshelf or a mantle. I'm going to show fast forward into what we're going to if you don't know what half moon pose is. You could use a block or the furniture and I'll show all versions. So I'm just going to fast forward into that, but we can all get there slowly, okay? Maybe this back arm, oops, doesn't lift. Maybe it just stays right on your side. Okay. The easiest probably would have a wall behind you to catch you. If you've got a block, you're going to go towards your right side. Bend in like you're going into warrior two. I'm just going to use the furniture since it's here. And we start to lift that back leg up, left leg back. Maybe the left arm stays on your side, maybe it reaches to the sky. Furniture works really well for this if going down low makes it just too much today. Does it help to reach through the heel of that lifted leg? Can you steady your breath? Can you relax your jaw? Two more breaths if you're still with me. Left arm back down if it's not already, bending the standing leg, and then exhale, reach through that back heel or foot so you can come right through warrior two. And if you didn't get that transition too easily, just find yourself in warrior two. Extend back, exalted warrior. to warrior two. Straighten out, release. Heel toe, step it in or hop it. Adjustment, mountain pose, one breath. All right. Other side, so either prep yourself with your wall, your furniture, or your block. I'm going to show furniture version on this side if you choose to do that. So you're going to take your left foot towards that block of that furniture, almost like you're heading into warrior two. Let down that left hand towards that surface that you're using and lift the back leg up. You can keep that right arm on your thigh, or you could reach it up to the sky. Does it help to reach to the back heel or through the toe? Steady breath. Standing leg is a wee bit bent. 2 more breaths if you're still with me. And bring the right arm back down, bend the standing leg, reach that back foot back, so you're going to come right into warrior two, or get there eventually. Reach it back, rise up into exalted warrior. Back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg and release. Heel toe, step it in. Adjustments. Meet me in mountain pose. One breath. All right. I'm going to do a little flow poses to get back to the ground. If you really want to get a down dog in, but you don't want to go onto your hands completely, you might want to do this version. So I'm just going to show this really quickly. You can do this with me if you have a chair near you. So you might reach up, in breath, out breath, you're going to go to that surface. Inhale up, and then your down dog might be something like that, where you're not putting a lot of weight on your hands if you want to. Okay, so that'll be your version if you want to do that. Otherwise, you're going to a floor version of downward dog. Step to the top of your space if you're not there. Ready? Reach to the sky, maybe. Lifting onto the toes. Heels back down, and either you're going towards the floor or you're going to your furniture. Halfway up, we'll inhale, lengthen. Exhale, find your way down. We'll pause 1 breath or 2 into forward fold before we head down. If you're using the blocks, you can take them out. You're going to step back into either downward dog using your furniture like I just showed, or come down to the floor and find downward dog there. If arms don't feel good reaching either, you can come to dolphin where you bend the elbows. So many options. Maybe shift the hips. We're here for 2 more breaths. Unless you want to come down before that. Lower down, open up the knees wide. Take child's puppy dog or kneeling. Arms can be forward, they can be down by your sides. Alright, bring the hands alongside of you if they're not already. Exhale, we're going to rise up slowly. Find our way onto our backs. So find your way onto your back. Have all your stuff close by that you might want for Shavasana. That's where we're going eventually. We'll meet in butterfly recline, Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet are going to come together. Knees out. Blocks and pillows could become your friends under your legs. Start with that, we're in the very beginning breath. Right hand over belly, left hand over heart space. Elbows should be comfortably relaxed on the ground. Bring your energy down from all that activity. As you breathe in, let your lower belly expand. That lower hand is moving, the upper is still-ish. Two more breaths. You're going to keep your right knee where it is. And you're going to bring your left knee, keep that angle that you've got with your left leg, and start to pull the knee a little bit closer towards you. So it's like you're in butterfly leg on that left side, but it's just lifted off the floor. And then maybe take your hand behind, so your left hand behind your left thigh, and start to straighten that left leg out. And it might not get all the way straight, but you're just going to go towards it. Reach through the heel and maybe point and flex the foot here. Right shoulder stays on the ground. One more breath, reach through the heel with that left leg. And then bring it on back in. Let it come to the same position that it started in. And then we'll take your right, so your left leg is in that now butterfly. Your right leg comes towards you, still in butterfly, but lifted. Just right that. And then you're going to bring the right hand behind your right thigh and start to straighten out your right leg. Keep that furniture next to you. It's a lovely prop to hold your leg there. Point and flex the foot. And then another breath, reach through that heel. Left shoulder down. Bring it back in, those legs come back up to center. Exhale, give them a little help. Bring those knees in towards your chest, knees open wide, and we'll rock a bit side to side. Let you have this last 30 seconds or so, however long you want. If you're off video, you can take as much time as you want to do a little bit of free play movement. So whatever your body wants to do. That thread the needle is an option. Windshield wipers. We need happy human. Start to move by way is seated, but you can keep moving or find your way to your shavasana. Get comfortable, something under your legs, maybe something under your eyes. Start making noise now. Sorry for external noises. Turn your sound down a little bit just for the external noises, I understand. I'll try to drown it out with music. All right, allow your eyes to close or keep them open in a steady gaze, whatever helps you to tune in and tune out. Pinky muscles, let them go. Forehead, space between the eyebrows, eyes heavy, temples, joint of the jaw, space between the teeth, shoulder blades settling, whole body supported, surrendering to gravity. If something distracts you, maybe it's the external world or maybe it's your own internal world. Notice that you're thinking. Stop the thought. Find an anchor that will bring you back. Might it be the awareness of your belly rising, falling, or the nasal breath. Right now, you got nowhere to be, nothing to do. This time and space is yours. In a deeper, more conscious breath, can you actively fill first the belly, then the middle ribs, then the space around the heart? You take that full and complete inhalation, and then empty out the opposite direction, heart space, middle, belly, until you're fully exhaled. Another one of those if you'd like, or you're probably already moving, so maybe continue your mindful movement or start it if you haven't already. Fingers, toes, wrists, or ankles. Wrapping the head or the hips. Or maybe it's a cat stretch or a dog stretch, not partial. Before you bring those knees to your chest, if they're not already, hug them in, and then roll yourself onto one side. Use your exhale in one arm to help boost you back to sitting if you're not there already. We'll meet there for our final mudra, gratitude. This week's mudra is our Padma mudra, Lotus mudra. Pinky side to the thumb side, all connected, fingers out, reaching upward and outward. Thumbs could be connected to your chest space or lifted away. I'm going to stay away today. Drop the shoulders out of the ears, eyes are open or closed, your choice. Next breath in, breathing in gratitude as though you could inhale it to every little morsel of your body as those fingers reach upward. Next inhale, compassion as though you could enter that into every morsel of your body as you breathe in. Last breath in, breathing in communion or community connection. When you're ready, you can slide those hands together into Anjali Mudra, or one hand over the other, over the heart, Vajrayana Mudra. Bowing to that place where you sense gratitude. What's one more thing in your life to be grateful for today? Gratitude list, I hope, is long. Mine is. Too much. All right, let's send this gratitude up out beyond those walls. Thank you. Palms coming together, holding on to that gratitude real close, at least for the rest of the day. I'll ohm us out to seal the deal. You may join in. We'll take it through a slow breath in. Slow breath out. Slow breath into Om. Breathe out, lips apart. Namaste. The spirit in me honors the spirit in you. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Coming closer. Watch out.
Thank you, Tiana.
You're welcome.